Now, after some delay, President-elect Donald Trump's team has signed the agreement which allows members of its administration to meet with their Biden-era counterparts ahead of the January transfer of power, as we've been discussing. Incoming White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles released this statement saying, in part, quote, "This engagement allows our intended cabinet nominees to bring critical preparations and complete the orderly transition of power." However, details on the plan are raising concerns as they suggest a break from traditional restrictions. Meantime, Trump announced more staffing picks for his new administration. One name that's raising eyebrows is Dr. Bhattacharya. He is Trump's nominee for head of the National Institutes of Health. He was a vocal critic of COVID lockdowns and vaccine mandates. He also named Trump Jameson Greer, a U.S. trade representative, Kevin Hassett as director of the White House National Economic Council, and John Phelan, an entrepreneur who did not serve in the military, to be the next U.S. Navy Secretary. Libby Cathey is following all of these Trump transition developments and joins us now from West Palm Beach there in Florida. Libby, let's start with this Trump transition letter finally signed by Trump's team. There had been concerns about what it does not contain, what's not in it. Break that down for us.
Yeah, good morning, Errol. Good to be with you. I actually spoke to an expert yesterday who studies presidential transitions, and she said these terms outlined by incoming Chief of Staff Susie Wiles really raise a lot of transparency concerns and give the impression that the Trump transition team is trying to operate in a way that really hasn't been done before. Just to tick through some of her concerns, Errol, for instance, Susie Wiles outlined, she seemed to say that the incoming staff members will not have the FBI do background checks. Instead, they will have a private firm do those background checks. This raises security concerns with the private firm having the resources the FBI would to do the right checks on the incoming staff members. Also, when it comes to government servers and buildings, Susie Wiles said the Trump transition team will not be using those for these meetings with the outgoing administration members, briefing their team members. This raises security concerns with not using government servers because, remember, we talked about the Trump campaign being hacked by Iran earlier this year. So that is a concern that's been laid out. Also, the Trump transition team says it won't be taking any funds from the government. Instead, it will be taking private funds, saying this is in Trump tradition. However, this raises concerns with conflicts of interest that could arise. How much could these individuals potentially donate? When it's through the government, there's a $5,000 limit. It seems that there's just a lot of questions on the mechanism and the stopbacks that has been presented by Susie Wiles. Now, the reason maybe the Biden White House agreed to some of these terms, even with these concerns this expert laid out with transparency, with security, is that we are less than 60 days to go until Inauguration Day, and these meetings really needed to go ahead and start happening. This expert described this to me as potentially a game of chicken with the Biden White House and both sides wanting to begin this transition. So now they will, with this memo of understanding signed, but still lots of questions when it comes to transparency, especially for us as reporters, Errol, when we're covering this process. But we will try to stay at it despite these unprecedented terms.
Yeah, really interesting stuff there. Let's quickly talk about Trump's pick to lead the National Institutes of Health. Why is that notable?
Yeah, Dr. Bhattacharya, he is notable because he criticized COVID lockdowns. We were deep in COVID 4 years ago. He was one of the top critics of Dr. Anthony Fauci. He appeared on Fox News regularly to criticize these COVID lockdowns. Now this Stanford professor and physician will lead the nation's top, or the world's top premier research agency. This, if he can be confirmed by the Senate, Errol.
All right, Libby Cathey, we appreciate that wrap up. Thank you. A federal appeals court has agreed to dismiss the classified documents case against Trump. Special counsel Jack Smith filed Monday to have the case dismissed, you may remember, as well as his 2020 election interference case. He's citing Trump's re-election and a DOJ policy that sitting presidents cannot be prosecuted or indicted. In the documents case, the incoming president was charged with allegedly leaving top secret documents unsecured around his Florida estate after his first presidency. Smith plans to continue with his appeal of a previous dismissal in that case in order to prosecute Trump's two co-defendants, Walt Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira.